All right, looks like we're should be live there. Let's see here. Okay, let's see here. Audio should be coming through. All right, so welcome to my first stream. I basically wanted to document my process in learning how to use these agentic coders. Now, agentic coding is essentially using AI to code. And it means you can make pretty much anything through VS Code. Make apps for Windows, for mobile. You can make games through Unreal even. There's a lot of things that you can do, so I'm just kind of learning how to do it all. I don't have much programming experience. I did some back in the day, HTML, a little bit of JavaScript. I don't really remember much of it. I think I did some C++. I'm somewhat familiar with C#, but again, like I'm not very good at coding at all. I just know how it works. If I look at lines of code, I know what I'm looking at. But if you ask me to code something, I probably wouldn't be able to do it without looking things up and whatnot. So, but with my limited knowledge of what I have, of what I know about programming, how it works, especially when it comes down to like CPU usage, using caches and whatnot, I know the basics of all that. I don't know specifics, but I think I know enough to be able to figure out that if AI is doing something wrong, I'd be able to clock it, and at least try to, fix my way around it. But I'm in no means an expert in coding, nor do I claim to be, but I figure this is something that a lot of people are probably trying, and I figure I can just document my way through it, and maybe it'll help someone, maybe it'll help me, maybe it'll teach me something about anything, really. I'm just trying to learn some skills here. So I guess I'll bring you guys along. So essentially what's happening so far, so I have an app, calling it ToolTab. It's just an app that I'm using for my personal use. And this one, for example, if I highlight some text, it'll pick it up. And the formatting side, I mainly did that for file names. So if I highlight multiple files here, or folders even, and I just put it, instead of putting it to the clipboard, if I do Control C, nothing happens. But if I press Control Shift C, watch what happens over here. So it copies it to the clipboard, right? All these here. And then this is the formatted side, so it gives it a nice list. So if you're trying to make a list of files, you can just highlight it easily, and that's it, it's done. So this is just something that I made for myself. And then these extra tabs here are other features that I want to add. I want my notes, because I was actually transferring some iCloud notes, so I want to transfer it over, so I made that tab. This Vinci tab is pretty cool, the Vinci tab. Basically what this does is it captures frame codes from DaVinci Resolve and puts it into here, and then it allows you to generate a script that'll cut that clip into those segments and put it on a separate timeline for you. I made this simply because I wanted to try to automate video editing in some form, but I figured I had to start with one task, and trying to teach it from there. Like I was using, the what's called the skill creator this here. So when you use this, whatever is in your thread, you got to describe it a little bit, but it'll be able to create that skill for you. So I wanted to create a skill that did video editing, essentially. And I think there is a viable way to do it, although I think other people probably have thought of this already, but I'll just kind of demonstrate what I have so far just for this one task of cutting clips up. So begin capture means just capturing from the clipboard. So if I go to this tab here, and you can see some other things are already here, I'll just get rid of those. So if I go to any point here, see this here, this is the frame code on this side. So if I press Control C on that over here, it'll recognize one of them, and it says unpaired. But when I do a second one that's further down, now it pairs it up and adds it to this list here. And then I can enter it. I can enter one manually if I want, if I can type one in, or if I pull it in through text, it'll automatically format it and allow me to add it. Yeah, I'll just add a couple more. I'll add 1, 2, 1, 2. So that's 2 pairs that I added there. I'll generate the script, and then I go into the scripts in DaVinci. It'll be right here. I run that script. My goal is to have AI to run that script automatically, and it creates those clips. So now, did it create the clips? I think it messed up. Let me start fresh. So we'll clear that. Go back to this tab. We'll just say we want that one, and we want that one, then we want from here to here. And we'll do a third one from here. We'll make this a little bit longer to here. Generate script and run the script. And there you go. Those 3 clips are now segmented here. So if I turn that off, hit the play button, then obviously it'll just play those clips. I want to obviously try to add effects and transitions, fades, crossfades, things like that, and basically build out an automated editor, so you can understand regular language and be able to edit and do simple things like add a watermark. You supply it an image, it'll add the watermark. Maybe it'll ask you, do you want to blur it? Do you want to make it half transparent? Something like that. And add that watermark in there. So that's basically where I'm going with this. That's one of the larger projects that I'm working on. Another version of this that I'm working on has this. It's just a monitor. Like my hard drives, I like to keep an eye on when they get full. I keep an eye on it, but I figure, just for the sake of learning how to code or vibe code, I guess, try to build something like this that'll, maybe give me some notifications as to when it gets full and whatnot. So yeah, I'm just kind of building that out. So these are the 2 tabs in my app that I really want to work on. These other ones are just, for the sake of learning. Hypersleep is just because I have a habit of turning off my monitor, but I want to keep my system running. So different options when I want to hibernate my PC, when I don't. It's kind of pointless. I just thought it'd be a cool idea. Audible is anytime I game and have to use my headphones, it uses this stupid app, and it never selects the audio output properly, so I have to manually change it to the headphones. So I just wanted to build part of my app that'll automatically detect when my headphones are connected and just change it for me. Project Hero was just a simple backup script that I was going to make to back up my projects folder. every once in a while. So, and like detect if I'm working on it, then back it up more often, or when I'm done working or whatever. I don't know. I was gonna build it out. So yeah, that's essentially what I'm working on. So what I want to work on now is this tab here for Space Watcher. There are a few problems with it, and I figured I'd know. What happened was I was using my ChatGPT, and I have the $20 account, so I had a weekly. It's at 96% now, but it was actually at 0% a couple days ago, and it was 0% for like 2 or 3 days. So I thought I had, and they said I had to wait until like the 28th, I think, or 2027, so it reset early. But for those three days or so, I ended up using anti-gravity, and I use anti-gravity to put that tab in there, that Space Watcher tab. So it was a different agent, I guess, or a different, like, what would you call it? I mean, yeah, they're agents, agent encoders, I guess. I mean, I thought this was what an IDE was, but apparently it's not, but whatever. So I used anti-gravity instead of Codex or VS Code. Those are the two that I mainly use. When I'm doing like actual coding, I use VS Code. When I'm doing like, I don't know, debugging or planning or UI stuff, sometimes I'll use Codex. So because I use anti-gravity to put in the Space Watcher tab here, now I have access back to Codex. I want to actually try something. I want to give it the exact same prompt to create that tab, because I do have a backup of my app before I made the tab, and it's already loaded up in there. And so I thought I'd maybe give it the same prompt and see what kind of layout it gives, what kind of features it puts on there, because obviously I wanted to change a lot of this, but before I started doing that, I figured, let me just try this little test, give it the exact same prompt. So I told it to review the project files, which is exactly what I told this one to do right here. No, wait, that's not the one. This one. I told it to take a look at the project files and do this and this. I had to give this more context because it's not familiar with my project files. It was like a new tab there. So this one is pretty easy for it to get familiar with my app. It already knows everything. So the prompt that I gave it is what I'm interested in here. This is what I want to give to ChatGPT. I believe I used Gemini for this one. Let me check. Actually, I think it might have been Claude. I think it was a combination of both of them. But either way, well, let's see how it does it here. I know I had to change something here. Different from the list chosen monitor. Yeah, I wanted to change. Right, oh yeah, I was already looking at it right here. Entry shows drive letter, volume, internal free space, use space, formatted cleanly. And this one, the same details. You know what? I shouldn't be doing this. I should just keep this exactly the same, because I can change it later. I know I wanted to change. I can always change it later, the information I don't want. So I'm just going to send it. So we're working on that one. That's it. Yeah. Okay. All right. I'll send it. Actually, wait. Hold on. No. I should be using VS Code. All right. And for this, I'm going to use GPT Soul on okay, we'll do this on high. Normally I'd keep it on medium, but I just want this one to do a good job on it. Let's see here. And there are some glitches that I need to fix in here. So this one is, yeah, this one is this one here. I'm just gonna make a copy of it so I can run it. So it's gonna probably build and overwrite the file. There are some glitches I have to fix, like when this is unlocked to reorganize this. If I'm in a tab and I click here in the text box and drag, it thinks I'm trying to drag the tab around. If I'm editing text and that's unlocked, if it's locked, it's fine. But if it's unlocked, it thinks I'm always grabbing it, so I gotta fix that. And when I click to drag, it should click and drag and pick up the tab, but not flip to the tab. Like it shouldn't switch to the tab when I drag. So when I click down, it should start dragging. But when I click up, that's when it clicks into the tab. That way, when you're just dragging a tab, like from here, I want to drag this one, it's not going to flip into this tab. Because if you're working in the tab and then, you know, it's just annoying to have the tab switch when you don't mean it. So I'm just going to try to fix that. And then I think there's one more glitch with the theming. Can't remember what it was. I have it in my notes here. Oh yeah, it's in here. Oh, it's in the Space Watcher. So that is this one here. So this monitor list, like these settings, if I change this, I think to 10, just say I change that to 10. And then I think, I'll just read it again. Oh, yeah, okay. So if I change the theme, the next refresh, it does something here. And I don't know. I can't remember. It had something to do with that. Every refresh, this would like change. Next fresh will empty the monitors list. Yeah, okay, so it's going back to, it's reverting back to when it was saved. So I think now if I close the app and reopen it, so now there's nothing there. So now if I add something, like I can refresh, it'll be fine, right? But if I go green and refresh, it disappears. So basically what's happening is when I add something here, it's not saving that I want to monitor these three. So the next time that I refresh, now it saved it. So now if I take 2 out and change the theme, I wonder if I change it after I refresh. Yeah, so it disappears. But it doesn't disappear until I refresh. But see, if I close the app with 1, it'll save that when I close the app. So now, if I change the theme and refresh, this 1 will stay. But if I add 1, change the theme, it's gonna go back to that. Because that's what's saved. So that's what I gotta fix. So, and I think this is done now. Definition of done. Here without blocking the UI, drive mesh refresh. Okay, let's see from the top here. Okay, recommended architecture. ID order already exists. No need to depends on okay, drive model. Okay, so I think it's listing all the variables that it's going to use. Enumerations, clipboard entry, set references. Last one we passed is monitor warning, critical value. Okay, 5:15:5. And I know that's probably not right. I gotta fix that. I don't know why that always pisses me off when people don't use proper numbers for that. AI should know better. God damn it. Okay, it does seem like it might be more efficient or like well done the way it's doing here. When I was reading the other one, this process, it kind of seemed more all over the place. So I don't think it built testing strategy. Let's take a look at it first, and then I'll read through Oh, it wants me to go through and test everything. Let's just close that one. Let's close that one. And let's first check to see if it built. What time is it? 12:13. No, it did not. I mean, I could just do it myself, but I should do it myself. I don't know why I keep getting AI to do simple tasks like that. I have to remember to switch this back down before I forget. Getting for like debugging, using the small models are just fine. Unless you're doing something that's been giving you issues, then Soul is good to use, but man, the usage is just insane. Like I bet that used a couple percent. No, 1%, okay. So a little bit less than I thought it would have. Come on, it should be done. Yeah, it's done. Okay. Let's switch this now. Why can't I switch this now? There we go. Light and mini. Go for the cheapest one. All right. So Space Watcher. Huh? Forgot the tab, dude. Everything else is somewhat working. Did it just plan everything? Technical plan. God damn it. Shit. I thought that was a prompt I gave them to actually do it. See, this is what happens when you don't look over your shit. Or your stuff, damn it. Okay, okay. That's why it only cost me 1%. Alright, let's see now. Alright. Now bear with me, guys. I am, a little bit new to streaming. I do see, I think we have 3 views. I don't know if that's current viewers, but if you guys are new here, I guess everyone is new here, but if you are here, I'm just kind of vibe coding and allowing people to just come with me for the process, learn it, I guess. Can't learn unless you actually do it, so I'm actually doing it. I'm working on my own little app just to kind of get the hang of this. So hopefully others can learn with me. I'm not very camera. I don't really look good on camera, so that's why I'm using this. I just got this free little VTube thing for VTube Studio and threw it on there. It's the only one that didn't look like an anime girl, so whatever. There was a banana that I could have chosen, or some other fluffy toys. But, and the only male-looking anime characters looked, well, like anime characters, I guess. I don't know. Not really into anime, I guess. But, yeah. Just waiting for this to finish here. I'm basically competing. I had anti-gravity with Claude. add in this, let me just bring it up here again so you guys know what I'm talking about. So I got a couple more viewers here. So just helping people learn to vibe, well, not help other people, well, yeah, help other people learn to vibe code, but only because I'm learning at the same time. But so I'm building this little cheap app here. And I just built this tab. That's not the one. God damn it. Okay, I'll just launch it from here. This tab here. And this tab just monitors hard drive space. So I can choose whether I want it to give a warning or critical level at certain gigabytes or percentage. And I made this tab, this part of my app. This is DaVinci. It does automatic DaVinci clipping and whatnot. So I'm trying to make an automatic video editor out of AI, but that's just one of my tests. But the Space Watcher is what I'm doing right now. So I made this Space Watcher tab with anti-gravity when I ran out of usage on Codex here. So when I ran out of usage, I used anti-gravity and their Gemini and Claude. And obviously the usage ran down real quick, 0% and 38. And it put together this tab here for me. And now that I got my Codex back, the usage reset, now I'm feeding it the exact same prompt. I just want to see how it differs from this. Just as a personal test, I just want to see how ChatGPT does this differently than Claude or Gemini, right? So I figure it might be a little test to compare the two. So I basically told it to review my project files, and then I gave it the exact same prompt that I gave anti-gravity to implement that tab. And then it made the plan, and then I told it to go ahead and implement the plan, and now it's doing it. So hopefully it'll be done. I think anti-gravity took 10 minutes to do it. And yeah, and I guess for the newer viewers here, I can explain what some of this does. So right now I'm working on this section here. This is another part I was working on for DaVinci, and I can demonstrate it. I'm trying to build like a video editor that can understand natural language and just do simple tasks just to aid in video editing. So for example, if I begin capture, it's going to begin capturing my clipboard. Now I want to automate a lot of this, but this is just where I'm at so far. So if I go over to this tab and just say I choose, I want to cut the video exactly here. I choose this and press Control-C to bring it to my clipboard. It adds it to my app, but it's unpaired because it needs to know what ending of the clip you want to segment. So just say I go here. Now it pairs that and adds it to the list down here, right here. And then I can maybe add a couple more. So let's say I want to do that clip and then end it over here, and then do one far down here. Make this one a little bit longer. There you go. 3 clips here. Generate script, and then go into DaVinci and run that script. Obviously this will be automated. This is just how I'm testing it. And it gives you your 3 segmented clips. Automatic. So that's just kind of where I'm at so far. So this is the second clip. This is the second clip, or the second track, I guess. And another one here. So yeah, that's just one way that this kind of automates some tasks. So I want to be able to automate adding transitions, crossfades, adding watermarks, for example, things like that. So that's kind of the purpose of that. So I'm still obviously working on that. I'm mainly working on this. This is my main project, but I'm still learning the process and whatnot. So as I'm doing this little hard drive space monitor thing, figured it was a good time to just test 2 different agentic coder softwares, I guess. Yeah. So this is basically Codex. I'm running the ChatGPT Codex, but I'm running it in VS Code. By the way, if any of this is hard for you guys to see, just let me know in the chat. I mean, I can change it. It's just how I like to work. I like having like a dark screen. I don't like bright white screen blaring in my eyes. But yeah, I'm very new to all this, so I just figured I'd show people the process if anyone else wants to start getting into this. So if you guys have any tips, throw it in the chat. I'm very new at this. I have no idea what I'm doing here. Literally my first. I mean, I've streamed before a lot of gaming stuff. If you look at my channel, I have another channel as well. It's called Downhill Gamer, or Downhill Controller. And yeah, that I just live stream Battlefield 6 sometimes, things like that. So you guys didn't see that. Is it done? No, it's not done. But yeah, this is my other channel. Started a while ago. I figured I'd try it. I did some live streams, GTA 5, Arma 3. As you can see, I don't really look good on the camera. That's why I'm using this little VTuber thing. But yeah, I mean, I'm an older guy, so I started off with like older games, and I'm enjoying the new stuff. Battlefield 6, I was really enjoying that. But yeah, that is my other channel, Downhill Controller. But again, I'm not really a streamer. I'll leave this on screen if you guys want to see it. Like, throw some comments in the chats if there's something you guys are interested in seeing, that you're interested in. If you spot something, like, I'm very new to all this, so I mean, I'm really just trying to figure out how to do all this. I don't know why my mouse is freaking out. The USB is just acting like it's getting plugged in and out. I'm running a laptop. It's an Acer Nitro 5 laptop. It only has one USB-C port, and because it's an AMD, it's not like the power delivery one. So I need to use a lot of like USB hubs. So basically every USB port on my laptop has a USB hub connected to it. It seems like we got a few more viewers there. Let me know if the audio is good, if you guys can hear me all right. So yeah, I'm basically just like a guy who's trying to learn vibe coding. I don't have much coding experience. I did back in the day, like when I was a teenager. I remember I tried Visual Basic for the first time. That's when I got into it. And then I eventually got into HTML and just building websites. And then there's some other programming stuff that I got into over the years, some mobile app development, but I barely even got my feet wet with that. So, I'm not any coder by any means, but when I look at code, I know what I'm looking at. I can kind of decipher it. I know the basics of a lot of things, but I just don't know any specific language as well as I wish I did. So I think that for that, using agentic coding for someone like me is a little bit advantageous, because at least I know when it's doing something that it's not supposed to, or how I can take advantage of it. And there's a lot that you can take advantage here. Like even just the fact of using like MCPs and skill creators, you can really build a workflow that can do some really amazing things. Now the only thing is that ideas, at least I think, this is just my opinion, I think ideas aren't unique. I think everybody has the idea. How do you implement it? That's the question. And will you implement it? Right? The tools are out there for everyone to use now. So I think it's just a matter of time until people realize that you might as well use a tool that your competition is using. If not, you're just going to get left behind. I mean, if other people can make these apps in a couple of days and it does exactly the same thing, why would you go another route? Now, obviously, some larger corporations, they have security concerns and whatnot, so obviously they're going to have a little bit different approach to it. But they're still going to utilize AI. They're still going to utilize some of these agentic coded softwares and whatnot. But And for the little guys like us, this is amazing. I mean, if you really do have a good idea, you can get to at least a prototype phase really quickly. Like, this is basically like what 3D printing was to manufacturing, right? That's what agentic coding is to anything IT related. It's being able to do it yourself. I mean, people can even use cloud AI systems, right? I mean, that's basically what we're doing now. Anyone using ChatGPT or Claude is using a cloud-based AI system. I mean, you want to run local. I mean, my 3060 can run like a Qwen 3 model to do this task. It'll probably take it like 3-4 days just to do like a 10-minute task for ChatGPT. So unless you have, thousands of dollars to forego for GPUs, you're going to be using ChatGPT or Claude, and you might as well be, since you can get a lot done. I mean, even if you're just running a business where you need to do accounting, you're going to be using AI. Now, I don't think it's going to be like, every business is going to use AI agents all over the place. No. I mean, listen, a lot of people like AI, but AI, anyway, never mind. Okay, so this is done. Let's see what it looks like. I think it did build it. So let's confirm it built it. 1229, yeah. No, is that it? No, that's not it. Did it not start up? No, it's not starting up. Let's figure out first if the exe is still running. If it's still running, then I'll force close it. If it's not running, then I'll just see if the AI can figure it out. I'll see if there's a log file there. No, it's not there. No, it disappears. Okay. Yeah, I don't think there's any log file here. No, it's not gonna be there anyway. Still on high. Let's see if he's 4%. Okay. Let's tell it that it crashes and see what it does. And the only reason I'm leaving it on high is because for such a simple thing, I'd rather try to have it figure out the issue right now instead of going through iterations. Because then if it starts messing around and has to go through like 10 prompts to fix that one crash, then it's probably going to cause problems down the road because it's just going to jumble the code up, and I don't want it to do that. And this is what I like about VS Code. See how it says here it's going to reproduce the launch failure? What Codex doesn't do is it doesn't actually start up your build and look at it visually to see what happens, or to see if the program's still running in the background. It doesn't do that. Maybe it does if I tell it to do it, but VS Code did it just out of the box. I know, see, like it just started the program by itself. That's not me doing it. So now it knows, okay, I fixed the crashing issues. It's probably going to run a build and tell me to test it. That's what I like about VS Code. Now, one thing I don't like is sometimes if I don't know that it's going to do that, and then I'm using my PC and then I click around and it messes it up, and then usually it's fine. You just tell it, hey, listen, I messed up your image capture or whatever. Just do it again. So now let's see, it fixed the crash. Okay, there you go. So it does look quite a bit different. Is it crashing? Yeah, it crashed. Okay, so we got to figure that out. But I can show you at least the difference visually. It's crashing again. So this is just a crash fest now. So I might not even use this version if it's doing this. That's crazy. Okay. Okay, before I do that, I just want to run through, just want to scan through this. Sometimes you might catch something that this sometimes might explain something. This one thing that I learned, always try to read through everything that it does. Second refresh, manual refresh, disconnected. Offline handling. Disconnected, monitored. Oh, okay, so when it disconnects and goes offline, okay, okay, I want to see some of this here. I think that's good to go there. I'm still going to use Soul on high just because, again, I just want to get this knocked out. I don't like crashes happening, but that's why I kind of make backups of my project folder. That's why I want to add a tab in here that can kind of do that. It'll monitor my projects folder and back it up, especially after, like, if it recognizes that, okay, there's a build that was copied to one of the folders, make a backup, right? Something like that. Like a local GitHub, I guess, for my projects folder. But yeah, this is so much more, like this part's, like all this, like anti-gravity didn't do half of that stuff. Like it's, see, and this probably is exactly what's causing the issue and the one that anti-gravity did. See, I saw this pop up in the back. I clicked on it right away because I know VS Code is probably wanting to look at that. Because if it brings it up, it's probably going to want to take a screenshot because I never launched the app right there. That was VS Code that did it. Yeah, see, I ran a build here. And then that's when I probably took a picture of it. It now starts correctly. I'm telling you, regression exclusive from one check transition before that. Okay, so maybe it was something with that checkbox. So like even with, I don't have much coding experience. Like I can already figure out what was happening here. When you hit that checkbox, it tries to save the state of all your settings of what you're doing, because when you make that checkbox, you're changing the settings. So it's trying to save it, and it probably was sending it in a loop as it was trying to save that file, and then it wasn't able to overwrite. That's why when I tried to start up the app later on, it wasn't able to start up because that settings file was probably already corrupt by whatever happened before. So let's try it now. Yeah, this looks much different than the other one. Connected. Okay, now it's working. Sorry, guys. So I guess because I'm using my iPhone to get the audio for my for the stream, because my mic, my headphones, the mute button keeps going on and off, muting, unmuting, muting, unmuting is loose. So I just gotta pop it open and break that mute switch out of there. So for now, I'm just using my phone. So when I got a phone call, it cuts out my audio. But anyway, so this is what anti-gravity and Gemini did. Gemini and Claude, I guess, to make this tab where I described I wanted to choose a hard drive and then monitor it with settings, right? And this is what Codex, VS Code did, which also did the rest of my app. So you can tell it's, they went for a vertical design, went for a horizontal. I didn't specify any of that. Normally I tell it to follow the design language of my app the way it currently is. That's probably the one place where this fell short. Um, this is much more compact though. It would have been nice if this one was maybe an icon. I don't know. Somehow did it like a horizontal layout, but use this. I kind of like the way this looks, but I like the horizontal layout of this. Anyway, this is almost identical. Look at that. 5 and 15. I wonder if that's in the prompt, if it used 5 and 15 as a default as a prompt. I'm curious. Probably did. No, it didn't. No, it looks like it didn't even do it. So, all right. That's pretty interesting. Supported such as warning at 15% at critical. So yeah, they kind of made that out in its plan right here. 5% and 15%. Okay, that's interesting. Very interesting. So now that the crash is done, it seems to be working. I'm going to quickly turn this back to light and put it down to 5.4 mini. So now let's just try this out real quick. So we can close this app. Let's see here. So we'll monitor these two, and so this one has 380 free. So we'll do a warning at 379 and do critical at 378. And then here we will do 405. It has 406 free. 404 critical. Save. That's just a refresh button. Okay. And let's just get a large file. You guys didn't see that. Oh shit. Don't worry about that stuff. Portal, that'll do. You can put more than 3 gigs in. Well, no, I just want to put in like a gig. I'll do the critical after. 1.6, yeah, that should do. There's nothing suspicious about the title of this file that I'm copying. Yeah. Don't worry about it. Critical, okay. So now let's move it to this drive. It moved it. Still says critical. How much space is on there? 352. Something's not right. 406. Yeah, something's not right. Why is that reading as a SCSI drive? See, it's not reading the hard drive the sizes properly. It's just multiplying it by like 1,000,000 or 100,000 to get up to like from like gigabyte to terabyte and whatnot. That's why it's probably off by so much. Yeah, we gotta fix that immediately. That's not good at all. So let's close that. Let's just get rid of that and what is it from bytes? So bytes, so to kilobytes. So 1,000 bytes. And then kilobytes is KB, megabyte. I think by, so it's a billion. All right, let's see if that'll fix it. My eyes just turned purple on my avatar. Contacts automatically compacted. Shit. Okay, I see. If I knew that was happening, I would have switched to a new task. I should have switched to a new task. See, if you keep this thread running for too long, this context here will get full, and that context is basically what your AI is keeping in its close memory in a way. And if that gets near full or even full, then AI starts hallucinating. It starts doing things that it's not supposed to. It has a hard time understanding what it's done and how to interpret what it thinks it knows. So yeah, see, it fixed right here from 1,000 to 1,024 steps. That's exactly what they need to fix. Like, that's kindergarten shit, man. Like, AI should know better, right? Like, am I wrong? Like, AI should know better than that. That's stupid. But I guess if I was smart, I wouldn't have to use an AI to code. But anyway. So, yeah, I guess anti-gravity is kind of pointless. I only tried this out, but if any of you guys want to try this and you want to do it for free, just get anti-gravity, and you can use these models for free. This usage goes down pretty quick if you do, like, full-on agentic coding. But once it fills up, straight up just log out and log back into another account, and you're good to go. Like, it's that easy. Anti-gravity is, like, if you really want to try it out and you don't have any money to spend, you can try it out here. At least you get, the full experience in the app. But if you pay like $20 a month and you get like Codex and use that with VS Code, in my opinion, I think that's extremely powerful. Claude obviously is more powerful. They have a $25 a month plan as well, but apparently it runs out really quick. Even their free trials run out really quick. So okay, now it should be done. Let's test it out. All right. Yep. Okay, so yeah, now it's reading it properly. So let's get so that's 1 gig right there. Okay. So that has 378, so we'll do 377, 376. Amount of GB. So I gotta change the labels and all that. I don't like the way it's presenting itself. This one, how much was this one? 353, so 352 and 351. Save. Make sure this one is good. Yep. And we test it. We paste. This should refresh. There you go, warning. And then if I go here, I'll get a warning. Am I gonna get a warning? Oh, it probably hasn't refreshed, maybe. There you go. Now I got a warning. Okay. And let's see if it'll go critical. Critical. All right. Excellent. Let me just make sure this one goes critical as well. Like, why does that happen? Like, these are all SSD drives. Why does it drop? I mean, this rarely happens. What really pisses me off is USB file transfer speeds. I don't know what happened to Windows, but like, it's always, maybe it's just my laptop. But like, it's always so friggin' slow, man. Even like USB-C and like even the USB 3 ports. It's always so damn slow. I don't know why. Okay, so that's all good there. Let's go back to my build folder. Yeah, okay. So that's all good there. I don't like this layout though. I don't like this layout. I got like, see on the edges here. I don't know if you guys can see. On this edge and this edge. And sometimes to fix that stuff, I mean, it's pretty easy. They're just UI fixes. But I'm thinking if I should keep that or use this one. Because I kind of like this one. I just wish it was somehow horizontal, but I like the way it uses the bars and how it's displaying it in kind of like a card form, I guess. I don't know. You know what? It's only one tab. I was even thinking, what if I make a feature for this app where I can actually export this tab? Like, just say someone else used AI and made a tab for my app, and then I can export it and import it into my app. I don't know. That'd be pretty cool. At that point, they're just like widgets. I mean, I'm sure people have that already, but anyway. So the next thing I want to try to fix is I want to try to fix a few of the bugs that were happening in here, because I think if AI can do that, I think it'd be really powerful. So the first thing I want to try to fix is how it acts like this. So when it's not locked, it moves up and down while I drag. It shouldn't be doing that. If I go over here, like some places it doesn't do it, but if I go in the text box, it'll do it. Doesn't do it there. In the buttons, it'll do it. If I do this, so I hold the button down. So yeah. So let's see if we can fix that glitch. Now I think I'm gonna use this copy of the app because I like this layout. So what we're gonna do first is we're gonna make a backup of this tool tab. You know what? Yeah, we'll keep working on this one. It'll just be easier that way. We don't need this anti-gravity anymore. We can get rid of that. Okay. So we do want to start another thread, even though context is pretty empty. We already had to compact the context on this one, so I'd rather just start another tab because we're working on a different issue altogether. So let's and this is where I use regular chat GPT, and you know what, I am going to make a copy of this. Okay, so write a prompt for I always want to try to just use like the voice thing to try to dictate it, but like I don't know, I always feel comfortable typing. Maybe we can try it. Let's see. Okay, write a prompt for codecs in VS Code. The app that I'm working on, ToolTab, there's a problem with the way the tabs are dragged. If the tabs are in an unlocked state where the user can rearrange them by dragging the tabs, if I click into a text box in any of the tabs and try to highlight text by holding down my mouse click, the tabs end up getting dragged. So the app thinks I'm trying to drag the tabs when I'm just trying to highlight text. So if I hold down the mouse button anywhere else in the app while the tabs are unlocked, then the drag will occur anytime my mouse is held down. So we need to change the dragging feature to only enable when mouse is clicked down. That's when the dragging feature begins. No. See, and I'm messing up two different glitches. I'm thinking about two different glitches and that we're trying to fix at the same time. This is why I don't like using voice dictation for this type of stuff. It ruins my train of thought for some reason. So there's a problem with the way they're dragged. If the tabs are in unlocked state, the user can rearrange them by dragging the tabs. And if I click into the text box any of the tabs and try to highlight text by dragging it down, my mouse click, tabs end up getting dragged. The app thinks I'm trying to drag when I'm trying to text. If I hold down the mouse button anywhere else, okay. Change the dragging feature to only enable when the mouse clicks down. See this end part where I started talking about mouse down, mouse up. That's a different glitch. I was trying to think of how the tabs get into focus when you click down and then drag. But if I want to drag a tab but not bring focus into it, then it should only bring focus into a tab when the mouse click up, not when the mouse clicks down. When the mouse clicks down, it should drag, but not bring this tab into focus. It should only bring the tab into focus when the mouse click is up, but only when the mouse click down does not initiate a drag. So that way, if the user is not dragging, it doesn't bring focus to the tab at all. So that's what I was trying to explain here, and that's obviously not good. Okay, then the drag will occur anytime mouse is held, mouse button held down. Okay, so this way Codex can take a look at the sorry, what was I saying? So basically Codex will write the prompt, and then I can give the prompt to VS Code to actually do it properly, because even the prompt, and I find when I do this, just this one simple step, it improves the output so much. Unless you're already speaking in direct terms. Like you'll notice before when I was doing it, I didn't need a prompt to be written for me. So it just depends on the situation, how detailed you can be. Something like this, I want to make sure that it finds the issue. So I want to make sure that, it does it properly. So let's see here. So this I like doing this because to start out the thread, they'll just get some basic information. I got to turn this into a skill, but there's just certain information that I'm looking for in the output to know that I'm ready, that it can actually go out and debug and figure out what the issue is. Like I like seeing this. It's a multi-project WPF. Yeah, XML. Okay, good. Sometimes I find if you don't make it clear, it'll start going ahead and trying to fix whatever problem it thinks it found. So you always have to kind of stay on top of that. Sometimes I tell it specifically, don't do anything, let me confirm. Sometimes I don't want to do it, but I don't make it clear. But yeah, okay. So it knows that the issue is with the tabs. So obviously it took a look at how the tabs are managed. So that's the main thing. See, and I found this little thing here because this tab used to be called DaVinci. So I'm gonna actually tell her right now. I believe it did run a build, or it's running a build right now. Okay, so I'm just gonna make sure it's at least, working. Yeah, it seems to be working. Okay, that's excellent. So now, so that didn't take much, which is good. So I have the prompt ready for it here. Let's see now, I just want to go over, there's a rearrange them by dragging as you place in text block and setting the app and dragging the text and then attach your string instead. And five drugs are okay most time holding over in the app can trigger dragging should only begin when the user presses down on the mouse. As you hovering over the tab itself, otherwise you're going to skip the logic of it, which causes bugs. So put in a temporary plan effects that means drag on the wall, drag them on your phone. Station side by station, structure, and install raise movement. Anything yet, identify the root cause, propose effective approach, and summarize the concept for changes you can make, including event handling, hit testing, pointer, mouse, capture, recognition, exchange, Edge cases and watch for what? Did I not copy the entire? Also trying to agent style prompt optimized for more direct code changes. Well, you're not smart enough to figure that out in the first place. I've never seen this before. I mean, yeah, like, oh my god. And this kind of ended like right at the end. That's weird. Okay, this is pretty much the same thing. It's just worded just a little bit differently. Okay, so that's good. So we'll take that prompt. Now this one is fixing that bug there. It might be a little bit of a complicated bug. How much usage has it used so far here? 91. So we're doing pretty good. So you know what? Let's give it sole medium to do this. I think that should be good. Let's kick it off. But like I said, if there's something that on my screen that you guys want to see that might have caught your eye that you want me to keep on screen so you guys can read, or if you want me to explain something, just pop it in the chat. Like I said, I'm very new to all this, so if there's something that you guys want to check out, just say the word. So something like this, I'm gonna keep an eye on it, because obviously even though I have full access here, I don't think it's going to do anything wrong, like delete everything on my PC. I'm pretty sure nothing like that will happen. But just for small changes, if it starts going off on something that it's not supposed to do, which rarely happens, but it has happened a couple of times. For example, like if you tell it not to do something and wait for a confirmation, it might start doing it already. It might start doing something different because it didn't realize that there's a reason why it didn't want it to go ahead with it, because I was going to maybe modify something. So a lot of things can go wrong. So you just got to keep an eye on that. You just got to be careful on the prompts that you give it, right? You can keep full access on. You can give it computer use, as long as you're careful on what prompts you give it. Because if you word something differently, it can do something that can cause issues. I mean, there's all sorts of different ways. Fix my zero only arm the original is virtual inside the tab item's own template. I mean, that's the easiest way. You should just restrict the dragging ability just to the tab itself. I actually thought I made that clear before when I was making this feature, but I guess not. Because the main problem for me was the way it was catching. Which one is this? This one is the other one. Yeah, so the way it was, like when I click down and start dragging, the point at which it actually flips up and down, you see how it's switching up and down? It should happen right now. Like when I'm halfway over, that's where it should happen. Like when my mouse reaches this point here and crosses over, that's when it should switch. Right now it's switching when my mouse reaches halfway up here, but it should be doing it here. So like little things like that, I gotta fix as well. Okay, let's see. So instead of fix it, yeah, it looks like we just restricted it. So let's see how it did here. I always check the time modified and make sure that it's been modified before, just to make sure that I'm looking at something that was updated. So let's see here. So locked, nothing happens, right? Unlocked. It's kind of lagging a bit, but now let's try here. Yeah, perfect. So now it's not doing it. Yeah, now it's not doing it. Now it's doing it perfectly. Oops. So yeah, now it's doing it properly. So it does it when it's, yeah. So basically when it touches a tab. Oh, crashed. So you can't really mess around with it too much. Notice it was lagging a bit. So I think there is something going on there that's going to cause crashes. I think one thing that will help is not having it focus the tab when I click down on it, because like tabs like this has to load up this whole notes thing, and that it's not that it's like resource heavy, but it's heavier than it should be. I mean, it could be a lot less, right? Now with this new lagging thing, I'm even scared to tell it that it's lagging. It might go off into another tangent and try to fix some other random problem, but I don't like how it's running now. Like look at the difference here. Actually, this one's lagging now too. This is the old version. Hold on, let me close this. So without that open, this one actually drags just fine. I mean, it's not laggy. It is a little bit. But this one is definitely more... truth be told, it's about the same. Maybe I was just tripping out. Maybe I wasn't paying attention to it before. But yeah, it is a bit laggy. But I mean, it's not bad. It's a small feature. I don't think I have to worry about that too much for now. The only thing I want to change is the mouse down, mouse up. So let's see if we can just fix that in the same thread here. We're not even 25% in, so okay. I think I'll make a prompt for this one because it might be hard to explain. Okay. I'll try this. Write another prompt for codecs through VS Code. In the ToolTab app, when the user goes to drag a tab and clicks the mouse down, the tab that the user is pointing at will come into focus. What I want instead is when the mouse clicks down, it'll begin the dragging process. And then when the mouse clicks up, it doesn't focus that tab. So it doesn't switch tabs on the screen. So the user should be able to drag tabs around without the tabs coming into focus and displaying. One easy way to do this is to make the mouse click down to begin the dragging, but if the user doesn't begin the dragging and then the mouse clicks up, then it should focus the tab. But if the mouse clicks down and the user begins dragging and then finishes the dragging and the mouse clicks up, the tab should not come into focus and the tab should stay. Whichever tab is active should be the one that is still shown on screen. So write the prompt for codecs to fix this issue in my app. Is it this one? See, this is why I don't like the voice dictation, because I was clicking out somewhere else and it pasted it into here. At least I think it did. And that's my copy squared app, which also does this. I know for the newer viewers, so if you just say if I copy these files here, it'll copy the file list with the commas, but it'll also give me the formatted in a list if you're trying to give someone a list of files or something like that. They're just simple features. Why is the scroll bar looking all weird? I'll fix that later. Okay. Anyway, let's go over this this prompt here. So the ToolTab app where the user goes to drag a tab and clicks the mouse down, the tab that the user is pointing at will come into focus. What I want instead is that when the mouse clicks down, it will begin the dragging process, and then when the mouse clicks up, it doesn't focus the tab, so it doesn't switch tabs on the screen, so it doesn't focus the tab on the screen. The user should be able to drag tabs around without the tabs coming into focus and displaying. One easy way to do this is to make the mouse click down to begin dragging. And if the mouse doesn't begin dragging, the mouse clicks up, then it should focus the tab. If the mouse clicks down and the user begins dragging and then finishes the dragging, the mouse clicks up, the tab should not come into focus and the tab should stay. And the tab should not come into focus, and whichever tab is active should be the one that is still shown on screen. For codecs that explains this issue, and into files to figure out how to implement this fix. Before going ahead with implementation, confirm user. And you can say this in different words too. I've noticed that the AI is pretty good with picking that up, being able to understand what kind of prompt that you're trying to make. I'm actually impressed by it. I think it's gotten a lot better. Let's see here. They're wrong for dragging over the mouse. Use a mouse downs on the tabs, drag it, the tag comes into focus immediately after the drag ends. The mouse that was clicked. Okay, perfect. The desired behavior, mouse down should begin the drag interaction. If the user mouse down the mouse up without actually dragging, then that should count as normal click and should focus the tab. Perfect. If the user drags down, drag the tab and mouse up, should not come into focus. Perfect. After drag complete, whichever tab is active before the tag should remain active. Yes, user remains without active. Okay. Inspect which goes blah blah. Trace is active with mouse down, drag certain mouse up, apparently handle, identify the root cause why the dragging order to figure out the smallest and then just change the separate click to focus drag order without focus change. Chain constraint data. Do not guess, read all preserve. Yeah, okay, perfect. I think that's perfect. Perfect. Let's go ahead with that. Let's see here. I think I should just use another tab. I don't want to mess around with this. Let's just open another tab here. Okay. View my project files for ToolTab. Get familiar with how my app is made and its functions. We will be fixing an issue with the tabs to focus. So again, this just kind of gets this one specific thread to just get familiar with your app. Just simple stuff on how it's made, how to go. So that way when it makes a plan, it already knows how to go about it. So I find it helps a lot when you just give it just a little bit of context. Which is the same thing what skills do, the skills.md. I do want to build one that can pick up certain keywords, but I find myself I just type it away and I just do it. I don't know. I don't see anyone saying anything in the chat. I hope it's working or something. Because This is literally my first stream where I actually have a few viewers in here, so I hope the chat is working, because I don't see anyone chatting in there. Not that I need anyone to chat, I'm not begging you guys to chat, but I'm just saying I hope it's working. But anyway, okay, it's done here. Tag, drag, starts a navigation tab item, preview left mouse button down. Yeah, exactly, because I want a mouse button up, not mouse button down. So it pretty much already knows exactly what I want to do. But whatever, we'll give this anyway. And let it go. Oh, and I gotta make sure I don't have the app running, because then it throws a fuss because it doesn't want to overwrite the file or force close the app in case I'm using it. Like, AI is too polite, man. Like, I remember how many times it actually says that don't want to close the app in case the user is doing something. Man, just close the app, run the build. Tell me later, don't worry. Well, it's already done. I guess it's pretty easy just to switch the mouse up, mouse down. 120, so see, it didn't build. Oh, propose fixed. Did it not fix it? Root cause. Okay, no. Because I told it not to, that's why it didn't. Okay. Do not promote the drag tab to active. Yes, perfect. I think it has this, yeah. It knows exactly, yes. Okay. Go ahead. I'll use the voice chat. Go ahead and implement the plan. Ooh, I like that. I mean, if you guys want to know, like, my setup, if there's anything you guys are curious about, just say it in the chat, and, you know, provide as much as I can. Okay, so it looks like it's done. Added pre-drag, flush and capture. Remove drag start behavior, drag restore the tab after the completes. Okay. I believe that is pretty much. Give me 1 second, guys. Okay. 122 it built. Let's see here. And it totally messed up. Like, see where I'm dragging from, and then watch which one drags. Oh wait, no, that's working fine. Hold on. Like, why is the blank one showing down? It totally messed up. And it didn't even fix the issue. I have a feeling I'm missing something. If you want to tighten spatting a targeted test. Capture main window, remove the drag start behavior, restore the tab. I mean, am I tripping out? Lock down. Yeah, something's not right. It didn't even implement the feature at all. In fact, it made things worse. I think my audio cuts out. I wonder if it cuts out. Just testing some stuff here. Working. Audio is working. Okay. I'm just seeing if I can set the audio and watch my own stream at the same time. All right, let's see here. Okay. So it's done. It built again. Let's see if it. Oh, okay, I see what's happening. So it goes back to it after I click up. Then the whole way how it's moving up and down is totally off. Man, sometimes I feel like I should just rebuild this whole tab system, man. It's so messed up. I think I might just rebuild it. Because the way I made this app is each of these tabs is kind of like its own app in a way. So I can take it, put it into another project, and give it a tab and it'll work, right? So I'm thinking I just make another whole, I don't know, main window, I guess, and just rebuild the tabs. Let's see if we can somewhat fix this so I can tell it exactly what's happening and see if it can fix that behavior. So let's see which ChatGPT. Okay, so okay, so So even though I'm having a hard time like explaining what the issue is, because I'm getting Codex to write the prompt, it'll write the prompt in a way that, you know, Codex can understand a lot easier, right? So let's see if the user mouse down, drags tab. Immediately, then the mouse up, dragging that switches back to the tab that was active before I start dragging this on the visible result of the tab briefly focuses. Perfect. Okay. Yeah, that's exactly what I want. All right, so I'm gonna give that there. I'm gonna feed that to the AI, and then okay, as I feed this, I just gotta take like a 5-minute break. So I'll be back. Hopefully I'll be back by the time, like around the same time this finishes. But I'm gonna try to get my voice running because I'm gonna try to remote to my PC, but I just gotta run downstairs real quick. So I'm going to send this out and then I'll be back in just 5 minutes. I have my audio with me, but I'm going to try to remote to my desktop. Connected. All right, I think my voice. Sorry, I know my audio keeps cutting out, but I'll be back. Okay, is my audio working? Yeah, my audio is working. Okay, so my audio should have been working, hopefully, most of the time. Let's close down the desktop. Alright, so, yeah, it is working. It's not bringing in the tab into focus, so if I click on copy squared, it looks like this. But if I drag it from here, it doesn't focus copy squared, which is good. But now it's messing up the dotted in the back, so I don't even know if I want to fix that right now, but like, because I know it's gonna take a while. But, you know, let's try. We'll tell the same thread, so it knows, because it knows whatever changes it's already making to the tab system. So we'll tell it. We'll make a prompt for this. What am I using anyway? I'm on light, so I'm probably gonna boost it up for this one. Let's give it soul medium. Let's check where my usage is at. 89, so we're doing pretty good. Okay. So Write a prompt for codecs. Let's see. Let me know if you guys can, if you can hear my fan. If my fan is annoying you guys, just let me know. Okay. Visual placeholder is wrong. There you go. See, it's like this, like the visual placeholder. Like that's a term that I should have been using in the prompt. But as I'm writing it, I don't think of those things. If I had like, a few minutes to think of it, I could probably word it a lot better. That's why I like using ChatGPT to make the prompt that will get ChatGPT to do it. So it's a nice cycle that just makes the output a lot better for anything, really. Basically, like the what I want is really important in the current behavior. What to do is just basically you just want to make sure that it's not garbage. Usually it's pretty good, but I like to go over it. You never know when you see something. Okay, I think that's good. And should we do it in the same one? We're almost at 50% here. Yeah, we'll try it here. If it doesn't work, then we'll switch to another one. Now it's compacting the context. And that's what I don't like, because then I don't know what it's compacting, if it's doing it properly or not. Like, what does my context look like now? I don't know until I get an output and see if it hallucinates. Keep that open. Make sure this is yeah, I think that's done now. I don't think I need any of that. That's good. Okay, this is one bug that we can work on. Level settings aren't persistent. That's probably related to this in one way or another. This notification should be moved to a new notification panel. I was actually thinking of making a whole notification panel that my app can like output to, kind of like a widget on your screen, but I don't know. So leave it Okay. Okay. Go ahead and implement the plan. Yeah, I was thinking of like, for example, for the space watcher, you need to put these things to notify you when the space runs out. And I don't know, any notifications that this app might generate. Maybe have like a widget somewhere where a small green or red light or something would just light up, letting you know that one of your notifications. But I don't know if that's tacky or I don't know. Again, I'm only doing this just strictly so I can learn how to do this, right? So any of these features I implement, they might be useless, but I mean, even this is just like a very specific use case for me to highlight multiple files and be able to list them, you know. I know there's an example here because I know there's probably a lot of people in the viewers now. So if I highlight this, if I press Control-Shift-C, this will pick it up with commas separating it. Oh, this is the older version of the app. That's why it's still doing that. And then this is like a formatted version, so you get a nice list of everything. Okay, so this is done here now. So I don't think it built it though. Oh, it did. Okay. Let's see here. Okay, it fixed it. You know what? It even fixed the timing that I wanted, because it would snap the next one over. Oh no, it didn't. Never mind. It should snap it a lot earlier. It should snap it over here. When my mouse gets to this point, not to this point, the middle of the tab, it should be over here. So right now it should have been flipped already, but it only flips when I go up here, or the middle of the next tab. It should go right here instead. But that small thing, I think I can fix that later. Okay, so that fixed the issue. So now I don't have to worry about that. So I think, yeah, I already moved it from here. So the tab system is pretty much good. I don't have to worry about the tab system now. I could do something with the notification thing. That's a little bit complicated though. I don't know if I should do all that right now. I keep thinking I should do it sooner than later, but I mean, there's just 3 little bugs here that I want to fix, and they're mostly related. Okay, so when you change the app's theme, the next refresh, empty the monitored list, and on every... Okay, so this one is basically saying that when you, in the hard drive, where is the hard drive? Space Watcher. It's probably not going to do it to this one. I have to go to this one. Let me just recreate it, then I'll try it in the new version. So basically what's happening is, so as I started the app, these 2 entries are here. So this is the default setting. These 2 is a default setting. For now, I'll just take them out and I'll restart it. So the default is 0. So it's just easy to reproduce the problem. So if I add 1 or 2 or 3, this refresh 5 seconds. See, it refreshed. If I change the theme, it's going to remove these. It's going to revert back to the default list, which is none. So it just removed all of them. If I do it again, I believe it'll stay this time, but if I change the theme and then it refreshes, boom, they're gone. So it should save. Like, see, if I have just one here and I close the app and then restart it, it'll save that one that's there. So obviously now if I change the theme and it refreshes, right, nothing's gonna happen, it'll stay there. But if I add one and then change the theme and then wait for it to refresh, it'll take that one away because it's gonna go back to its default state, right? So now let's try to recreate that in the new style, which is the one that Codex made. Remember, this one, the other one is the one that Gemini made. So let's try this one here. So this one right now, the default is 2. I'm going to take those out, close it, restart it. Now the default is 0. So now if I add 3, change the theme. Now, does this even refresh every 5 seconds? Or when does it refresh? Right here, let me see that. 10 seconds. Okay, so this refreshes every 10 seconds. So this one doesn't have that issue. If I do that, change the theme, refresh, nothing happens. So on this one, it's fine. And this one is fine. So that glitch only happens in the old version. Now, am I going to keep this version? I don't know, because I still like this layout better than this one. So, I don't know. Maybe you guys can tell me. Maybe in the chat. I don't even know how many viewers I have. Is it 2 viewers or 59? I think 59 is total viewers. I don't think I'm very popular yet. Yeah, I think it's only 2 viewers. Maybe someone in the chat can tell me. I can check on my phone, I guess. There you go. Yeah, so it's only 2 viewers. So 59 total viewers. Damn, I thought I had 59 viewers, man. Thought I was balling. The most popular guy on the internet. Alright. Alright, so we fixed those issues. Oh, damn it. I hate when that happens, man. Alright, if you guys want to see the themes, I can show you what the themes look like. Where is... There we go. Okay. So that's dark, that's light, blue, gold, green, purple, red, and then black red for me. I don't think it looks very good though. I just made it because I like black and red, but it doesn't really look good with this. Then I made a custom one where you can actually, is it crashing? No, oh there it is. Yeah, you can actually change like the RGB colors here. So you can go like 255, 255, 255. I don't know what that changes. And then application background, so like you make 255. Make it red. So you can make anything, whatever color you want. And reset it back. I kind of like this gold or the blue. Green right now is the default. That's what I started with. I like the red too. This red looks nice. I like this gold. Anyway, so let's see. What other issues we have here? So the one to change the app's theme, I mean, we can try to fix it, but I think it would be kind of pointless. Because if we use the new version, then the new version doesn't have the issue. All right. I do have to fix this UI though. I don't like how it's just kind of ending off like that. I should fix that UI. Okay, the settings were not persistent. So for the C drive, if I change this, must be lower than warning free space. Critical must be low, okay. Oh, so does it actually calculate that? So critical, make it 1%, 100. Okay, so yeah, it actually does calculate. Well, that's good. I don't think the other one did that. You know, I guess I should just stay with this one because it does look more complex. I can change the UI. I just wanted to follow my design language better. But anyway, let's so let's put 100 here. Critical 50 and save. We'll go 150, 150, save. And oh, after it's removed. Okay, so first let's just see if it saves if I close it and reopen it. It does save it. Okay. So now let's see if I can go 50 and 10. Save. 50 and 10. Save. And then when it's removed from the list. So if we remove it and add it back, it saves. But what if we remove it, close it, and then add it back? It does not save. I mean, I guess that's reasonable, right? So if I keep the new version, these bugs don't even apply. So I think I'll just do that because that obviously saves me tokens, saves me spending literal money on AI to do it. And then I think this one is somewhat related. Hard disk space notification should be moved to a new notification panel. Right. The notification system, that's going to be a huge job. I think that's going to be what I'm probably going to work on tomorrow. There's a few other things I got to do today, but yeah, I definitely want to do that. I need a whole notification system, I think, for the app somewhat, because like some of these things involve that. Like Project Hero is gonna have like backing up the files and whatnot, and yeah, the Real Vinci is gonna be a huge one. But anyway, I think we're gonna go ahead and call it a day there. Because there's only one viewer there. Appreciate you sticking around till the end, I guess. Anyway, I will see you guys later. Oh, now we got 2 viewers. Right when I was about to get off. I mean, shit, you guys want me to stick around, I can stick around, but I don't know, man. Alright. Yeah, we'll call it a day here, guys. Take it easy.